these are the accounts that you guys want to hear because the stuff has come true. You can prove it out in your own news searches, and some stuff is yet to happen and that you need to watch for. So as some of these things start to happen, then you can give glory to God and know that what I'm telling you is true. It's truly from God. And this is really for you to get right on your walk with him.
February 16th, 2022, you woke up early in the morning. You had a dream that had 3 parts to it.
I immediately was brought to the attention of words being known of, as if somebody had just said them and then I had the knowledge of them, but I didn't hear the vocalization of it. I was uncomfortable hearing it. It had my attention and it said, I'm moving to the west now. I'm moving to the west now. You are dead. And so then I saw Jesus's face, and then I saw my face, and then I saw Jesus with this line under his eye. And he was affected by something is what that means. And then I saw Putin's face, Vladimir Putin of Russia. Then I saw a face that I had never seen before, and it held there for a little while for me to really just look at the face. And so kind of rounded eyes, not like slivery eyeball sockets, if that makes any sense. It was more of a rounded look in the eyes, smooth skin on his face, on his cheeks anyway, and then just that he had some kind of like a soul patch underneath his bottom lip that stood out. So I didn't really recognize if he had any scruff underneath of his chin or what his hair was doing. It was really just this, like, from the eyebrows to just above the chin, and then the rest was really just not in focus. And so right after he had appeared, then knowledge of the Antichrist was given. I don't know if that last face was the Antichrist or after these 2 faces in Putin and this other face do their thing, then the Antichrist will appear, or if the Antichrist is working through both of them, that was not given. But the thing is, it did come true 7 days later.
Mm-hmm. Well, you also had a vision of George Washington's face over a building with a tall peak.
This building, yeah, it basically looked like the Capitol building, but with a pointier peak to it. But it is in context with George Washington. Mm-hmm. George Washington, from my viewpoint of looking at him, was looking to my right, to his left. And so in this dream and other dreams, I've come to realize that right and left are synonymous with east and west. So when Washington is looking to his left, he's looking to the east, and then, and then Putin, he says he's moving to the west, to the left on the map. And so that's what's happened. And Ukraine is the first place to the west of Russia. And here we are, America, watching what's happened. So this prophecy is still being fulfilled even today. It's kind of like the resurrection. It validates the faith for the people going forward.
So on March 19th, 2022, you were in bed, your eyes were closed, you were trying to get back to sleep a little bit longer, and then a vision came.
At the end of it, this is the one where the king gets crowned and he's sitting at a throne. I had seen what he's wearing, and I had seen the chair and drapes and different things before him. He's in a royal area.
Throne or something.
Yeah, and to me, it's like old medieval style. In my own mind, I'm thinking that's not going to really be like that. It might be something different in the 21st century style of clothing. But so I draw the sketch, I send it to Guy, and he's, of course, he has his email history of when I'm sending this stuff over, and he's completed the drawing. He's drawing the sash and the different features of the chair and everything that's happening. He's drawing that as well. And of course, he's a prayerful Christian, and he felt led and inspired to do the work for this. And I'm like, I didn't tell you some of those things, and those are in the drawing that you've done.
So you had that vision on March 19th of 22. So September 8th of 2022, after Queen Elizabeth II has died, King Charles III of England took the throne.
Yeah.
And when you saw the news, did your mind immediately go back to that vision that you had?
Oh, yeah. When I log into work, I see the news feed just come up. I never really click into them. I think I've clicked into maybe 2 ever. But so I see these headlines, right? And I don't watch the news. I don't watch Fox, CNN. I don't watch that. I started seeing that, okay, she's died now. I was like, wow. But I just see that a king was crowned. He's going through the ceremonies and stuff, and he's not crowned. I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but it's happening. Fast forward a couple months, then he was crowned. And then I started searching for images of that inauguration or whatever that's called. And then I saw the photo.
It matched.
That was the photo
to what the vision was.
That Guy drew. It matched the same sash, the same chair style. You just seriously cannot make that up.
Wow.
Who knows what they would have done today? They don't like announce that stuff, like what he's going to wear. It's impossible. It's not known information. That was really something, that was another one that's come true after the fact.
And the scene changed from viewing people to viewing a battlefield from the air.
Yeah, so this was viewed from right to left. The people who read from right to left are the Israelis. God had shown this panning, and so I'm looking from right to left. It was more of like the city size than a state size, for example. And then, bombs are landing there.
Wow, so there was a lot of bombs, plumes, and mushroom clouds.
All different sizes, and so there was a number of smaller ones, and then they went to the medium ones, and then there was a couple of the very big ones. And the big ones, after they hit, the clouds were the biggest, but they were swirling and charged. So after the bomb dropped and the plume was happening, it was still powerful in some way.
Wow.
This, I don't believe, has happened yet. So this is something that we would then need to be watchful for.
Okay, next one, April 16th, 2022. So then you had a second dream that same morning, and that had 3 parts to it. First part, you saw a large bomb pointing to your left, and then the second part, it's as if you were outside at ground level. You basically saw a close view of the land and sky with some bright flashing lights from bombs blasting nearby.
Yeah.
And then part 3, you saw George Washington's face looking west to your left.
Yeah. The bombs were like a bullet shaped, and it was black. This missile was held horizontally, pointing, from the east to the west, and then a second image that held there for quite a while, so I'd really recognize it, but then it was going down at, like, say, a 45-degree angle. So this missile is going to be shot towards the west, and it's a big missile. And so then on the next part, the big flashes of light, I saw the landscape as if I'm like standing on the grass or on the ground, and then it just lit up like the bomb hit in front of me. It was an intense flash of light that just whited out my complete view. And that was it.
And then you saw George Washington's face looking west.
He's not looking to the east now. He's facing the other way, and he's bending over like he's dying. And as he's bending over slowly, then his face starts changing to like 4 other people that I didn't recognize. But it's the same body starting to bend down that's affected by this bomb or this war. So there's going to be a massive bright blast seen at ground level. So we need to watch for that.
June 30th, 2022. You had a dream in the middle of the night. It had 3 parts to it. So the first part, you saw a lady with a round face, Asian and wearing a uniform. Tell us a little bit more about this lady.
And I've never showed you this, but she's like moving her head like
in a circle,
and her eyes are closed sometimes, and sometimes she's opening her eyes and she's just moving her head like this, and she's in a military suit, and I can't tell if she's got shorter hair or if it's pulled back, but it's a lady though, and it's not like she's very big in size, but her head was just more of a rounder shape. And at times she would like flicker in and out of my vision as if it was like she was being shown on a TV screen and the TV signal was flickering.
Did she seem evil, or?
I personally could not tell.
So later on in the news, you saw the lady?
Yeah, and I was laying on my bed and I'm just watching YouTube videos, and some news feed comes up with this lady on a podium, and I click on it. I'm like in the comment section asking who this lady is, and somebody replied back and said it's the Taiwanese president. She was not in military garb or apparel at the time when I saw her on the podium, but I was made aware of her now. Within the coming weeks after that, I start seeing her in the military outfit. So maybe a month later or something, then we start seeing her in military outfits.
Wow, and that was what your dream was.
That was what the dream was.
Wearing that uniform. Wow.
Yeah, that's all I could really say with something that was shown, and then it came true.